Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Kinga. I started making YouTube videos right after my divorce to document for myself and my closest friends how I am reinventing myself and my whole life. If you're not a friend but you still found this video, take it as a sign from the universe, like it and subscribe. In my previous video that I published last week, I was talking about love, what love means energetically, vibrationally, and what the ancient Greeks meant by the word love and the union of a love relationship. How it is felt and how we can make steps towards feeling love for someone. Watch it if you haven't watched it. I will also link it in the description section of this video and at the end of the video as well. In today's video, I want to talk about love again, but a very specific part of the topic, and that's the act of falling in love. So we learned from Abraham Hicks, and also in my previous video, that being in love is being in alignment with source energy, being in vibrational harmony with the wholeness who you are. And falling in love is nothing else but finding reasons, conditions in a relationship with someone, and about that someone that puts you in a state of alignment. And as Abraham says, the truest form of being in love is not needing that feedback from the other. You know, it's like you can just love that person without that being reciprocal or without just getting any sort of feedback that they also love you back. I guess that's sort of an enlightened version of love or being in love. And basically, you can live happily ever after with basically anyone. Many of us think that there's only one potential love, but the truth is there are lots of people we can be compatible with. In fact, we could be compatible with most people if we could align ourselves to our true self, our essence, our source energy, and seeing things we love and appreciate about the other instead of criticizing and nagging and needing them to act a certain way. Well, since I'm not that enlightened myself, and probably you're not either, I don't know, let's just say that we do need basic compatibility and attraction. We don't just want to be paired up with anyone. We need the same or at least similar values, beliefs, goals in life, and that physical attraction. But that is the part that can also mislead us. I personally experienced that in the beginning of my dating life, in my 20s, I was subconsciously looking for familiar patterns, that familiar feeling in being loved a certain way. And because my first experience of love came with trauma, insanity, abuse, violence, and whatever, I basically kept attracting men who did just that, who also triggered me into doing the same to them. Needless to say, there were a couple of toxic relationships in my early relationship history, until at one point I recognized a familiar pattern and I said, no more of this, thank you. Plus lots of self-healing, therapy and reading and whatnot, which all led me to being able to attract healthier relationships. I also learned in the process that when we get those crazy feelings, the crazy in love, they can't get enough of him, they can't breathe without him, we kill each other when we are together, so let's break up, but we miss each other crazy and let's get back together kind of dramas. So they are all attractions based on childhood traumas, and recognizing the capacity and ability in that other person to one day hurt us the same way our parents hurt us or neglected us or abused us. So as long as you are not healed, you will only be attracted to those potential partners who can fuck you up, like mentally, emotionally, and unfortunately sometimes physically too. And you will not feel attracted to those who could love you differently, in a healthy way, maybe. But when you step onto the dating scene relatively healed, a whole new game starts. You will not feel crazy anymore. I personally call the crazy love trauma bonding. And I feel it in my stomach, you know, at the same exact part of my body where I feel anxiety and stress. But when I'm on my healing journey and attracting healthier partners and relationship potentials, that attraction feels different. It's not an anxious, belly-based feeling anymore. It's more like a calm breeze, a homecoming, I have finally arrived kind of feeling, you know, like a calmer, more soothing sensation in my body. I may still not be able to sleep or eat as much in the beginning because of excitement, but I certainly don't have that nervous, anxious feeling in me. I just have this deep knowing, you know, that this is it. I felt this way probably 2 times in my life. First with my ex-husband, but we had to go separate ways for other reasons. If you've been following me, you would know. If you're new, just know that we still have nothing but love for each other. It was a healing journey and it prepared me for my next chapter, hopefully my next marriage, the one that will have to last till I die, because I'm not divorcing ever again. So the second time I got this calm inner knowing in my heart, that no doubt kind of feeling, you know, is actually just recently when I met my current boyfriend. Will it last? Will it be marriage? No one knows. Many things can happen, but I know that my feelings, my physical sensation for him all tell me that my search is over. I just need to stay committed to this journey and use every opportunity to grow together with him, for myself, and for us. And I should also support him in his growth. Shit can still happen, you know, and we can end up going separate ways. But even then, I will know that I will be looking for this special feeling, because this has never lied to me, and this is deeper than the infatuation many of us are looking for. Infatuation also dies off, you know. I'm not looking for some short-lived flame. I'm looking for that calm and relaxing whole body sensation with that deep knowing and homecoming feeling. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever felt that way? How do you differentiate between falling in love with someone good for you and falling in love with someone who may be bad for you? Can you see any difference looking back at your past relationships? Comment in the comment section below, because I would really love to know. Well, let me tell you how I fall in love. My process is pretty analytical. It doesn't sound romantic, I know. I'm an introvert, I'm an INFP, I'm a Virgo. If any of these mean anything to you, I overanalyze everything, yet I make my decisions based on how it makes me feel. And I would certainly analyze my feelings too. I learned that my analytical brain dictates how and when my heart opens up to someone, and if it should open at all. I discovered that there are 3 layers to falling in love, for me at least. So stay tuned and let me know if it resonates with you at all. So the first thing, or the first layer I look into and analyze, is what kind of a person is the person who is the object of my attention. Kind, caring, basically what are his characteristics? Good person or not a good person? You know, there are certain attributes that we are attracted to, right? Like intelligent, smart, funny, confident, whatever your list is. I just think that it's essential that the person is someone I can look up to, respect, adore, find inspiring, and be proud to show up with. So I would need to see that person as he is, on his own, independent from me. What kind of a man he is without me in a picture, just him. What kind of a man or person he is, how he acts towards others, how he interacts with his family, friends, strangers, what he does, believes in, what his values are. So him as a separate entity, a human being, a character. Is it something, or is he someone I could love and respect? Second layer. This is pretty huge. Someone once told me that if a person makes you feel good about yourself, you will likely stay with them, or it will certainly be harder to leave a person like that. So I looked deeper into this, and yes, I agree. I would not want to stay with someone who constantly pointed out or even brought out my flaws, who would trigger me in ways that would emphasize my negative sides, like making me impatient or insecure or sad or ashamed, whatever. We would not want to be with someone who blames us for things, you know, who makes us feel smaller or worse in any ways. And we tend to be more attracted to people who love us and speak highly of us. I would prefer to stay with someone who made me feel like I was a good person, someone who found the positive in me, telling me about it, and just generally behaving around me in ways that would bring the best out of me. Different people bring different things out of us, that's for sure. And I'm sure you have experienced that. And you want to be around people who bring out the good in you, you know, who make you feel just good in general and good about yourself. The biggest gift you can give someone is your positive expectations of them. Try thinking of someone with love and expecting the best of them. It will have its effect on them for sure. But if you're constantly criticizing someone, you will strengthen their negative traits or make them run from you. By focusing on a person's positive or negative attributes, you are giving more energy to exactly that side of them. So you want someone who looks at you and sees the good in you, someone who makes you feel good about yourself. Also calls you out on your shit, but generally looks at you with love and brings forth the good in you. And the third layer is how they express their feelings, their love towards me. Do they show their affection in public? Do they introduce me to their friends and family? Do they speak my love languages? You know the 5 love languages? We all have our own priority list, and for me it's words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and gift is my last or least understood one. And I also like to add laughing, you know, like as a sixth love language, like laughing together, joking around. That is such an important love language for me. My latest addition to love languages is commitment, like making that decision to do everything to make it work, not quit and, you know, no matter what. And I think that is huge, especially when it's mutual. So that was my 3 layers of falling in love. First, I gotta fall in love with what kind of a person he is, then how he makes me feel in general, but more like about myself. And then third, how he communicates or shows his feelings to me. Do I feel loved with him or do I not? What do you think? Can you analyze your falling in love process the same way, or do you just fall in love because you fall in love? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a like. Also consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.